Hello, survivors. Welcome to another episode of Qigong with Kevin, sponsored by Aortic Hope, that fantastic organization that has really helped us aneurysm and aortic dissection survivors move on past surgery and get on with life. Not only just getting on with life, but really excelling and having a wonderful time with every breath we take and every step and every day that we have. So big shout out to Josh and Karen, Velda, everybody else with Aortic Hope. Thank you so much. And I want to thank my Qigong teachers, Marissa with Yochi Qigong and Dr. Brian Lau for everything that they've taught me about medical Qigong and moving Qi. So because Qigong has really been the fundamental foundation of me moving forward past having open heart surgery twice and having cancer and having aortic dissection and still living with aortic dissection. So great shout out to my teachers and great shout out to you for listening in about how Qigong can help with post-aortic dissection and aneurysm life. So today we're going to move some Qi and have some fun. We're going to talk about how to make a little prop to work the deltoids. We're working the shoulders again today. Excuse me, the shoulders are so important, especially for us survivors, because I know that I have tended to sit in my recliner chair after surgery. I understand, don't have the energy, it's very difficult. And we still have a dissected aorta that is dilated, so we're not getting blood circulation through our body. But Qigong really does help because where the Qi flows, if we move that Qi, where the Qi flows, the blood goes, and where the blood goes, the oxygen goes to all parts of our body. So find a comfortable spot. We're going to do our warm-ups, and warm-ups are so very important because we don't want to pull a muscle or strain while we are moving. And Marissa, my Yochi Qigong teacher, has taught me the 5 keys to warming up for Qigong. And we've gone over this many times, but let's go over it again. Find your comfortable spot. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. Try to avoid the toes pointing out or toes pointing in. If they're pointing good and straight forward, that gives us good balance. Feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. So first of the 5 keys is relax, open our joints. And we've done this many times before. We're going to start by wiggling our toes, our ankles, our fingers, our wrists, our elbows. Just loosen all of the body up. We don't want any kind of stagnation because Qi has to move through our joints. And if there's stagnation or stasis in our joints, then the Qi can't flow. And we're going to experience pain because pain is a direct result of stagnation. So relax, open our joints. And second, we're going to sink our breath into our lower dantian, belly breath. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. You know, as our belly expands on the inhale, our diaphragm drops. And when our diaphragm drops, it gives our lungs so much more space for fresh air, full of oxygen to come into our body. So inhale through the nose, nice and slow, count to 4. Exhale out of the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Last time. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Make sure you've talked to your doctor about doing light exercise or Qigong. Our Qigong that we do is very mild, so shouldn't be too much strain on the cardiovascular system, but always check with your doctor and make sure it's okay. Step number 3 is we're going to find our structure. We want the energy to flow from the heavens down through our body into the earth, and then back up from the earth through our body into the heavens. That constant exchange of energy. So it's really good for our posture to be nice and straight with our butt tucked under like we're going to sit on a bar stool, our chin tucked in. We feel like we have a string holding up the top of our head. That's due 20 point by way, hanging from the heavens. So we're suspended from the heavens, and our feet are rooted into the earth. That kidney 1 point right here on both feet, rooted into the earth. And the bottom of our pelvic floor, way yin, open, so that energy, the earthly energy and the heavenly energy, can run up our central channel, our Chong Mai, up and down, heavenly Qi going up and down. That's step number 3. Step number 4 is we are going to move with intent rather than force. 70% is what my teacher Marissa has taught us about effort and force. When we're pushing or engaging, we don't want to go over 70%, because at that rate, you are sure not to pull a muscle, hopefully. So we're going to move with intent rather than force. And the 5th step of our Qigong warm-up is to put a big smile on our face, because smiling releases so many feel-good chemicals, that dopamine and endorphins, that make our body just function good and feel really good. So we put a smile on our face. So let's warm up, survivors, by doing a little bit of knocking on the door of life. We move from the waist here, not our arms. Our arms follow the twisting motion of our lower dantian. Look back over the shoulder as you turn. Keep your structure straight. Keep your spine straight. Chin tucked in. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Come back to center. Turn again. This opens up the Qi and the lower dantian, meridians that flow through the lower dantian. So many meridians flow through the lower dantian from our feet to our head and back. So this opens up that lower dantian area around the sea of Qi. Okay, let's move a little bit faster. We're going to let our backhand kind of tap over our kidney area, and let our front hand tap over the sea of Qi area. We're in 6-ish, right below our umbilicus. Tap, tap. Feel that Qi flow. Feel any stagnation loosening up. I love knocking on the door of life. And as I've seen so many times on so many videos, this is such a popular warm-up. Get the Qi flowing, Qigong flow. So slow it down. Take a deep belly breath. Let your arms gently come back and rest by your side. Feel the Qi flowing through your arms into your fingertips. Feels so good. Wiggle your shoulders a little bit. Now we'll bring our palms together. Lao Gong, pericardium 8. Pericardium 9 is at the tip of the middle finger. Pericardium 8 is right in the palm. Lao Gong. We're going to make prayer hands, elbows up, hands parallel with the elbow and the floor. Sink your shoulders down. On the inhale, arms go back. Gently open your chest. Bring the shoulders back and down. Bring your palms together. On the exhale, tuck the chin in. Knees slightly bent. Open prayer hands out, shoulders down. Inhale, chest opens. This opens the lung meridian. Palms together, chin tucked in. Keep your back straight. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Palms come together. Really, this flow opens most all of the arm meridians too, especially the lung and the heart meridian. But all the others also. Inhale, open, chest open. Exhale. This exercise, prayer wings, gently tonifies the rotator cuff area and the four muscles associated with the rotator cuff. This is a really great exercise for us survivors if we're sitting in a chair, because there's not a lot of leg action. We extend and stand straight as our arms go back on the inhale, and then we bend our knees slightly and sink down on the exhale. It's a great chair Qigong flow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 3 more times, survivors. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Feel that peristalsis action in your spine, that chi flowing up through your spine. Exhale, close. Bring your arms slowly down to your side, your feet back together. Just stand and do belly breathing for a second and feel that chi flowing through your arms, your forearms down to the tips of your fingers. So I'll show you a quick memory aid that I have. So there are a number of meridians that either end or begin in the hand. And so I like to think L, lung. Lung ends in the thumb. Start here on the chest and ends in the thumb. The lung meridian, lung 1, begins just below the clavicle, runs up the clavicle, down medial to the bicep, hits lung 5, a point right in the crease of the arm, then comes down, makes a little jog, and runs along the thumb and ends in the thumb. So if you want to sweep down and clean out the lung meridian, then use your beanbag or use your hand, and you can infuse your lungs by tracing the opposite direction. So lung, and you have a L, lung for the lung meridian ends in the thumb. I like to think of the pointer finger as one of the larger keyword, larger fingers on the hand, and certainly one of the most used fingers on the hand. But on the pointer finger, the large intestine begins. So you have lung, you have large intestine, and then the pericardium is right at the tip, ends at the tip of the middle finger. The ring finger is the Sanjiao or triple warmer, triple burner, some people say. And then the little finger, the small finger, is small intestine and heart. So you have 6 meridians associated with the hand. Good hack to remember: lung, large intestine, pericardium, triple burner, small intestine, and heart. Just a little bit of acupuncture, Qigong, fun facts there. So I have been working with Dr. Lau on the deltoid muscles and the rotator cuff muscles. Also, Marissa with Yochi Qigong has a good flow that I really like to do. This is a hybrid of it. She calls it Kuan Yin Paints a Rainbow. And Dr. Lau also has been working with me on this movement with the shoulders and the deltoids. And what we want to do is turn as we go back, so we don't stretch the shoulder joint out. Turn, hand up, exhale, back down. Inhale up, nice and slow. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Now we can reverse this also. Palm down, back up, forward, palm up. palm down, backwards, palm up, forwards. We switch hands, palm backwards, turn to the left, palm up, come forward. Palm up, come forward. So turning as we move is very important. Kuan Yin paints a rainbow. You can do it forward and you can do it backwards. Now, what we do when I'm working with Dr. Lau is we use a club. This is a 2-pound pen or club, and you can get these on Amazon. Normally, you hold it straight so you have an extension of your arm. I'm going to hold it a little bit further because the ceiling is just a little bit too low. But you can add a little bit of weight to that turn. Whoop, there goes the ceiling. So I know everybody does not have a pen, but I wanted to show you a good hack making a Qigong tool to where you can add a little bit of weight to your shoulder rotation exercises. And what I have here is a sock. I know everybody has a sock, a spare sock. Then I have beans. These are garbanzo beans. I don't know if everybody has garbanzo beans, but I'm sure that most people will have some spare beans around the house. And the way to do it, hopefully we don't make a mess here, is to get a funnel, pour the beans into the sock. Actually, this is a great dual purpose Qigong tool. Uh-oh, I put too many beans in there. Good. Shake them down a little bit. So we'll set the glass container back down. And we have something that resembles the club, about the same weight. This is a 2-pound club, as I mentioned, about 2 pounds worth of beans, garbanzo beans. What I like to do is take a red cord. Red cords are so cool, and there's so much significance with red cords. We'll talk about it in just a minute. I've got some rebellious piglet chi, running piglet chi, rebellious stomach chi coming up. I don't know what it is. I think it's the raw okra that I picked out off the back plants. I love to eat raw okra, and it's so tender and so tasty, but the okra I picked today was like 3 days old, so it's a little bit chewy. Okay, so I take the red cord and tie the sock. Now, I have, if you don't have a pin or a club, you can use the sock. And again, I'm not swinging it too hard because of this ceiling. So the sock is a good way to add just a little bit of weight to your shoulder exercises. So what we want to do, slow motion, is palm comes up, we're facing forward, rotate, turn to the right, palm goes down, palm comes up, rotate, turn to the right, palm goes down. Reverse the motion, palms facing down, rotate to the right, palms facing up. Switch arms and do the same thing. Now, not only is the sock good for substituting for a club or a pin, but the sock's also great for tapping down the meridians. So remember the lung meridian, we're going to start right below the clavicle, tap up. That feels so good right here on my rotator cuff. Really does loosen up the deltoid chi flow. We're going to come down the lung meridian, stop at lung 5, come on down, stop at lung 7, come on down, and end at the tip of the thumb. We'll come back up. These beans, small beans, make such good meridian tapping tools. So there you have it, a sock, beans, and the red cord. Now I want to talk just a little bit further about the red cord. The red cord is such a cool thing. There's a lot of history behind the red cord. I'm going to take my shears, cut a section of red cord off. This is what I do whenever I have an exam coming up. I'll take the red cord and tie it around my wrist. Sometimes that's easy to do, and sometimes it's tricky to do. Actually, all the time it's tricky to do. But the red cord, once it's on my wrist, is like my red rosary beads. Now, they're not really rosary beads. These are coral bean beads. And coral bean beads have been used traditionally to ward off evil spirits. Not that I necessarily believe in evil spirits. Red cord comes off. But I have a ethnobotanical and acupuncture professor who's from the Bahamas. And he told me that this is a habit by the herbalists in the Bahamas to wear the red coral beans around their neck in a necklace form, because red coral beans are extremely poisonous, very toxic if you eat them. And so by wearing them in a necklace, any kind of external pathogen or evil spirit that's coming to attack your body, give you a cold or a disease, is, according to tradition, is going to be afraid of the red coral beans and pass you by and go attack somebody else. So I like the color red, the red coral beans, and then the red cord. So what I do is when I'm taking my exams, and I've already taken 3 this week, actually 4 this past weekend, wearing the red cord is symbolic also of the red coral beans and gives me good luck. At least I can attribute some of my A's to the red cord and the red coral beans. So enough of that side venture into collateral facts about ethnobotany and Qigong and islands. I would encourage you to practice turning, arm up over your head, arm back down. Change directions, arm up over your head, arm back down. Same way to the left, arm up over your head, arm back down. Arm up over your head, arm back down. So important to keep those deltoids from locking up and becoming stagnant. Really does. Your rotator cuffs are so important as we age and as we recover post aneurysm surgery and post dissection surgery. So very important to keep our shoulders functioning. The prayer wings opening on the inhale, closing, tucking in, opening on the inhale. Now, if you want a red cord, I'm not going to cut it too short like I just did for myself. If you want a red cord for a bracelet, all you have to do is message me on Instagram, Kevin Shea Songer, at Kevin Shea, S-H-E-A, Kevin Shea Songer on Instagram. And I will send you a section of red cord, and you can tie it on your wrist. And then if you have any situation where you're stressing out a little bit over, like a driver's test, oh my goodness, I can remember those driver's tests that I had to take after my dissection surgery, and when the state of Florida revoked my driver's license, I finally got it back, but it took 3 years. But if you're stressing over a test, have any kind of anxiety about an event that's coming up, this red cord is a really good way to ground yourself, to settle the shin in your heart fire, the color red, really good way to settle it, and to bring your focus back into the good things of life and focus on your breathing. Focus on what Aortic Hope is doing for you and all the good programs that they bring. Again, a shout out to Karen for all she does, and survivors, thank you for listening in. See you next week. And as always, may you be blessed and filled with chi.